So, good morning students, hope you all are doing fine. So, in the previous lecture, we were doing modal auxiliaries. So, let us continue further with some more modal auxiliaries and even do some rules related to verbs and also solve a few questions related to them. So, let us begin without any further ado. Now, moving on, next is modal auxiliary must. The modal auxiliary must is used to express necessity, compulsion or obligation. For example, you must be back by 10 o'clock. Another example, you must follow instructions. Now, it is also used to indicate determination regarding action. For example, I must finish the work by next Monday at any cost. Now, it is also used to express some strong possibility. For example, he always stays in a 5-star hotel, he must be rich. Fine. Now, moving on, next is ought to. The modal auxiliary ought to is used to express moral obligation, duty or desirability. Consider the following examples. We ought to respect our neighbors. You ought to cast a vote in every election. Now, moving on, next is dare. The modal auxiliary dare means be bold, brave enough to. It basically expresses courage. It is commonly used in interrogative and negative sentences. Now, next, if dare is used in negative sentence, not is followed by a bare infinitive. Fine. So, bare infinitive, that is infinitive without to. Consider the following examples. How dare you fight with me? He dare not take such a step. Now, note that dare can also be used as main verb. So, when dare is used as main verb, it means challenge. For example, he dares me to jump over the wall. So, basically he challenges me to jump over the wall. Now, moving on, next is need. The modal auxiliary need expresses necessity, requirement. If need is used in negative sentence, not is followed by a bare infinitive. For example, he needs me, he need not go. Does he need to go so soon? Now, again note that just like dare, need can also be used as a main verb. For example, I need to help him. Now, moving on, next is used to. The modal auxiliary used to expresses a discontinued past habit, past routine or past situation. So, consider the following examples. In the past, I used to smoke. Now, I have left smoking. I used to live there when I was a boy. Now, moving on, some more rules related to verbs. The following verbs will take reflexive pronoun after them. For example, acquit, absent, avail, reconcile, amuse, resign, avenge, enjoy, apply, adapt, adjust, pride and so on. So, it is important, keep this in mind. So, consider the following sentences. She has reconciled herself to the demands of her in-laws. Another sentence, I pride myself on being able to work smoothly under pressure too. Now, moving on, next rule is adverb as can be used with the following verbs: regard, describe, define, treat, view, know and so on. For example, science has been defined as a study of nature. If you guys can remember, we discussed these rules when we were doing adverb topic. Now, next rule, this rule also we covered. Adverb as is not used with the following verbs: name, call, elect, appoint, make, consider, choose, etc. For example, The teacher called him stupid. So, keep this in mind, you will not use as with them. So, you will not say the teacher called him as stupid, that will be totally wrong. Fine. So, these two are very important, keep them in mind. So, now let us solve a few questions based on the above topic. Read them carefully, take your time to solve them, and then later on we will discuss. So, let us start. Find the grammatical error in the following question. So, is it done? Let us discuss. The state government appointed him as office in charge last month. So, in this sentence, the grammatical error lies in option B. We just discussed this rule. So, according to the rule, after the following words, adverb as will not be used. They are name, call, elect, appoint, make, consider, choose, and so on. So, as you can see, appoint is used over here. Thus, we will remove as after appointed in the given sentence. Hence, the correct sentence should be the state government appointed him office in charge last month. Fine. Now, moving on, solve this one. So, is it done? Let us tally. We look forward to receive payment for the services detailed above. So, the grammatical error lies in option B. Gerund is used after with a view to, look forward to, prone to, accustomed to, addicted to, and so on. We discussed this earlier also while doing gerund. Therefore, instead of receive, receiving will be used. Hence, the correct sentence should be, we look forward to receiving payment for the services detailed above. Cool. So, is it clear? Now, moving on, solve this. So, let us discuss. I complained against him as in spite of my repeated warnings, he failed to mend his ways. So, the grammatical error lies in option A. Second form of verb and third form of verb of complain is complained. Whereas complaint is a noun. Complaint means a grievance or a problem. Thus, we will replace complaint with complain. Hence, the correct sentence should be, I complained against him as in spite of my repeated warnings, he failed to mend his ways. Now, next, solve this one. So, is it done? Let's check. The government cannot be able to contain COVID by spending just 1% of GDP on health sector. So, the grammatical error lies in option C. Now, both able to and can shows ability. Hence, they are never used together in a sentence. If we use both able to and can together in a sentence, the sentence becomes superfluous. Hence, we will remove be able to from the sentence. Thus, the correct sentence is the government cannot contain COVID by spending just 1% of GDP on health sector. So, is it clear? Now, moving on, next question. So, let us discuss. The ill-fated Titanic, carrying about 2,000 passengers abroad, drowned in the ocean after striking against the iceberg. So, the grammatical error lies in option B. Drown means to suffocate underwater and die. It is used for living beings, that is for people, animals and so on. Whereas, sink means to submerge in the water. It is used for non-living things like a ship, a heavy box and so on. Titanic is what? It is a ship basically. So, therefore, a non-living thing like ship sinks. Hence, the correct sentence should be the ill-fated Titanic, carrying about 2,000 passengers abroad, sank in the ocean after striking against the iceberg. So, is it clear? Now, moving on, solve this one. So, is it done? Let us tally. The timid creature was driven into a narrow lane where it was slewed by the kidnapper. The error lies in option C. Slewed is wrong. Verb's third form of slay is slain. Hence, the correct sentence should be the timid creature was driven into a narrow lane where it was slain by the kidnapper. Slewed is wrong. Now, moving on, solve this question. So, let us check. You had better not to stay in her house overnight. So, the grammatical error lies in option B. So, according to the rule, after had better, had rather, would rather, sooner than and so on, bare infinitive, that is infinitive without to is used. Hence, remove to from the given sentence. So, the correct sentence should be you had better not stay in her house overnight. Now, next, solve this one. So, is it done? Let us discuss. The captain asked the player to play well lest they would lose the game. So, the error lies in option C. Replace would with should. Lest is always used with should. We studied this rule earlier also while doing conjunctions. Hence, the correct sentence should be, the captain asked the player to play well lest they should lose the game. Now, moving on, solve this. So, is it done? Let us tally. Try to avail of every opportunity that comes your way. So, the error lies in option A. The following verbs will always take reflexive pronoun after them. They are acquit, absent, avail, reconcile, amuse, resign, event, enjoy, pride, and so on. Therefore, instead of avail yourself of will be used. Hence, the correct sentence should be, try to avail yourself of every opportunity that comes your way. So, is it clear? Now, next solve this. So, let us discuss. The error lies in option A. So, replace advised with advised. So, basically advised is a noun, whereas advised is a verb, and over here verb will be used. Hence, the correct sentence should be, he advised me to join the computer course later in the year. Now, moving on, solve this one. So, is it done? Let us check. So, the grammatical error lies in option C. So, according to the rule, if you have one main verb and two auxiliary verbs, then main verb is used with both the auxiliaries according to the tense. So, it is a very important rule, keep this in mind. So, as you can see in the given sentence, I have never and will never cheat you. So, have and will, these two are your two auxiliaries, and cheat is your main verb. Therefore, according to the rule, cheat will be used with both the auxiliaries according to the tense. So, the correct sentence should be, I have never cheated and will never cheat you. So, is it clear? So, that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's lecture. Thank you.